and gentlemen, welcome to the Esteemed FaceTime with Leaders, an initiative by World Development Corporation. FaceTime with Leaders is a platform for industry titans to share their experiences, thoughts, ideas, and best practices in order to inspire one another and future leaders. In a nutshell, we attempt to encapsulate the multi-decadal learnings acquired by these industry leaders. We also hope that by conducting these FaceTime with industry stalwarts interviews, we can bring together a global community of eminent personalities. By bringing together such visionaries on one platform, we hope to play a part in inspiring the lives of other leaders. Great learnings from great leaders undoubtedly assist everyone by identifying, nurturing, and using the trade secrets that are proven success formulae for many. And this is what we aim for with these sessions, a gathering of industry stalwarts and a knowledge-sharing community. We have one such industry stalwart on FaceTime with Leaders with us today, Rashesh Patel. He hones his work expertise as a marketing professional with his over 3 decades of experience and is appointed as a director at Kepler Healthcare. He has spearheaded the development of teams and delivered results by consolidating and building business units. He has entrusted with various and intricate responsibilities across various departments, namely R&D, supply chain, manufacturing, budgeting, and a lot more. He specializes in project management, launching of divisions, brand creation, business acquisition, and product development and management. Welcome, sir.
See, I started my journey as a delivery boy in Sevandilal Kantilal and Company, Bombay, a pharmaceutical stockist. The primary reason for it was that on the first day of my TY exam, my father expired. And so after cremation, I had to immediately go for the exams. As mother and one elder sister to be married, so there were a lot of accountabilities on the shoulder. So immediately after exams, since the graduation had not came, I joined one of the pharmaceutical stockists as a delivery boy. While as the fate would have been, I was there with Burroughs Wellcome Company. Distribution manager, I was interacting in terms of solving our credit note and expiry issues. Seeing a young guy like me, he tried to bully me with this English. So I also started interacting with him in English. At that time, one Mr. Chiplunkar, who was a divisional manager, he was sitting in the side table. So he called me afterwards and asked me about myself. And when I gave my brief, he said, "You are wasting your time and you should become a medical representative. That's where an opportunity for a person like you is there." So he gave me 2 companies where there was openings, Cipla and Astra Ideal. So I went there for the interview. I passed both the interviews. So I again went back to him. Okay, now you suggest me which company I should join because I don't know much about this role. He suggested join Astra Ideal as a medical representative because it's a multinational company and would help you to shape your career better. So I joined Astra Ideal. That's how I came to this profession. And after 4 years, got elevated as a frontline manager. Before that, I had one regional manager, Mr. Gopala Krishnan, seeing my educational background, suggested to me, I think you should be doing your MBA. And by that time, I was looking for a couple of courses. So I found one in the Indian Merchant Chambers. Now, you have to work also and do it because life was not that easy for me. And I was brilliant in my academic career. He suggested, why don't you do it on Saturdays, Sundays, full time and Monday evening, provided only Tuesday to Saturday, Friday, you do this many number of stipulated evening calls. So you have to compensate for your Monday and Saturday working by doing this. I said, that's fine, I'll do it. And God bless him, he ensured that I did that course. And I got the business management degree also. Again, one experience which actually helped me was I was union secretary in the FMRI that time. because those days FMRI was big thing. And one of my colleague had met with a severe accident, and he was already given 3-month money by the corporate. However, probably he needed another 6 months of arrest, and the case was already pending and ongoing with the company in an internal grievance committee. However, I went to Mr. Bhattacharya, okay, why don't we skip off his fees of 66 rupees? I still remember that number, because he is going through this hardship in his life, Mr. Praveen Shoni. He said, no, okay, you can't do this. Once a comrade, FMRI fee is a must. That opened my eye. Probably I thought, if you can't take care of comrade, then what this FMRI is for? So I left the FMRI, I left the post, and I took up the journey of becoming a manager and a leader. So then I became a frontline manager, then second line manager. But then I had to shift to Ahmedabad also. So I shifted to another company in Ahmedabad because of family reasons. Bombay being a tough place to live, where you stay in a joint family, and where we had lost the right to our ancestral house when my father expired. And I also got married. So it was a compulsion to shift to Ahmedabad. So we shifted to Ahmedabad. And then the journey was very good. But then 2000, the major change came that I became an HO executive. With sales, I got also the additional accountability of marketing. In 2003, I became a general manager category. And since last 14 years, I'm been working as the domestic head, president, senior director, and now currently as a director in Kepler Healthcare. So almost 40 years of the experience. Started in 83, now we are sitting in 2023.
Wonderful. You've handled numerous aspects of business. Which job role do you have a preference for? And at any point, have you felt that you've had to change your focus much?
When I primarily started in sales function, then got sales with marketing. But since when I became the business head or a domestic head, you start understanding the ecosystem better. You start connecting a lot of dots. You start understanding and realizing the importance of each and every department, what it plays in terms of the organizational growth. So I would say being a business head is probably, looking after multifunctional role is one of the best role anybody should envisage for, because it's not only helps you the corporates where you work for, but it also helps you in terms of your own development, vision expansions, your knowledge, your wisdom, so on and so forth. As far as you asked me about focus, right? Life focus, Arjuna, always had been first family and then the job. And these two focus have never changed in that order. In fact, in 2003, when I got into the GM position, I had shared with my wife, and now probably I'll be climbing the ladder more and more, and the role is going to become more and more demanding. Any day where I feel that I'm getting more stressed out, any day I feel I'm not able to manage my work-life balance, any day I start becoming more and more irritated, bring job home, and change my nature because of the job, you please share with me. That will be the day when I'll take my demotion also. Because, and I'm a very strong believer of it for myself as well as for anybody. And that's what I always advocate everybody. A stress is something which comes out of your inadvocacy to manage the job demands. And it's a signal for you. So rather than either you learn to overcome it and expand your skill set, or otherwise take a demotion. No point in dragging about it. So the focus has never changed. Whenever you grow in your role, it's inevitable that you will have to improve your knowledge base. One has to improve his skill sets, and one has to keep ready for learning newer things. That's a must for every role. But if you're very clear about your life, the focus doesn't change.
This is a very refreshing reply that I have received. This is very inspiring, actually.
It's a true, absolute truth.
I'm sure this is the mantra for your success also.
Yeah, very much, very much, very much.
Amazing.
Very much.
It's very difficult to stick to this kind of focus. Many lose it. And I'm really like, this is very motivating that you have actually kept your focus this way for 40 years.
Matlab, I'll just share that for 40 years, I don't take tobacco, no drink, nothing. Every day morning, I go for 40 minutes walk, 35 minutes of yoga. And I don't compromise even if I'm on tour or anywhere. Even on the international trips and all that, meetings, I do it very regularly because that's something which keeps me going. And I'm very happy about it.
Again, very, very motivating. This is a great input. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there, apart from this, is there a common learning or underlying approach that you keep in mind in order to take care of your work responsibilities?
I think one of the things over a period of time I have realized is that if you want to grow in the ladder and take care of the demands of the newer challenges of the job for yourself as well as for your team, you have to be open to the experiences. And I think that's the key thing. Like I have read a lot of management books myself. I have done the MBA. But something which comes out of the experience and wisdom is that are you open to the experiences or not? And that's what I look forward for in my immediate reportees also. And that's where I train them and my team. Okay, are you open for experiences? Because when you do business, it's becoming ever challenging and complex. There are times you are going to get a lot of experiences, good, bad, unexpected, expected, better than expected, sometime big surprises. And I think one has to be open for all the experiences because that's what which will ensure that you yourself as well as your team keeps moving forward. Unless this overall attitude is developed within the group of people of your own, things don't happen. And I would always suggest every corporate to always look for the heads who are open to the experiences. Unless that attitude or mindset is there, skills over a period of time has a limited impact on overall impact you create in the business. As far as the underlying approach is concerned, when I was working as a delivery boy, there was along with me, there was one person, Mr. Bajira, who was a very senior delivery person in the Sevandilal, Kantilal and company. And those days, if you see, we used to go in the small tempos. We used to have two seats in the front, and being a person who was quite lean and short in stature, so I used to sit comfortably next to him, and he used to take me along with him. He used to drive the vehicle, and also I used to help him out in terms of delivering to the retailers. In a day, we used to deliver the stocks, the orders which were booked or received to almost around 45 to 50 retailers. So he used to tell me, okay, what is the behavior, what you should be doing, what is the mindset of this person, what is the mindset of this person, what is the behavior pattern of this person at the retail level, what you should be doing, what you should not be doing, so on and so forth. So one day, he was just trying to boast about his knowledge. So I said, this is true because you have been doing this for more than 30 years. So these experiences are okay, according to me. If I work for 5 years, probably I'll also learn what everybody's mindset is. And then he gave me the most important lessons of my life, because then when we used to travel together, we are standing somewhere and on signal and all that. He used to tell me the thought process behind the person, the way he walks, how his facial expressions are, what is his body language, what you should evaluate. I am not sure what he evaluated was absolutely right about that person's mindset, because I never had a chance to meet that. But over the years, those learnings have immensely helped me in terms of my development, and I would say about my growth also. Because behavioral approach is something which then I took it forward. I was working in Torrent after that. After Astra Ideal, my next company was Torrent, and Torrent was focused on psychiatric drugs. So our major thrust was on meeting all psychiatrists. So there was one psychiatrist, Dr. Lakshman Dutt. He was quite a senior doctor in Ahmedabad. And I used to meet him quite often and used to travel with him for the CMEs and all that along with him. So got a lot of time to interact with him. And I discussed this point with him once. And then he gave me an absolutely a different view about how you can learn about the human behavior with classical conditioning and the orphan conditioning of the individual. And he gave me a whole set of how the behavioral approach should be, which I have taken it forward and which I have found immensely beneficial to me. And as time has gone by, I have realized that probably what you speak is not absorbed by the other person. The concentration level today of the people have gone down, even if you work at a very senior level. At times, you know that what you are speaking, the other person is not understanding or grasping it in totality. But it's the behavior which you do, it is absolutely inevitable that he has to catch it, because it's a human thing in him also. And probably it helped me to convey my ideas better. It helped me to influence people better, and it gave me that cutting edge for a success.
Wonderful. This has been such an eye-opener, the discussions with you. Thank you so much. Like, as we go forward, I'm really liking each and every bit of it. Now, I would like to know which one skill you have carried out throughout your professional journey and have actually bettered that you recommend others to inculcate.
See, if you look at any leadership book and current leadership book or a future leadership book, there are a couple of skills everybody speaks about. That is communication skill, EI, decision making, integrity, authenticity. These five are bases which everybody, trustworthiness, this every management book, every leader, every program you attend, they all say it. But of all, if I have to pick up one, it is decision making skill, because it is that which makes all the difference. If I take my own life example, once I became GM, I started looking back at my life more and more, because it's life experiences which teach you what you need to do in corporate level also. In 1980, I had passed the joint entrance exams of IIT. At that time, only there were 1,632 seats at IIT. And I had got the entry into ceramic engineering at BHU. In entire IIT, there were only 2 seats of ceramic engineering that time, and that was also at BHU, not at any other IIT. And ceramic engineering is the most premium engineering seat at that time, because most of these satellites which are being made, or the missiles technology which is coming, the outer layer is most important, because it has to weather through a lot of storms, a lot of different weather, a lot of gravitational force. And it cannot be made from one individual metal. It has to be a mix of everything which can manage and weather to that different atmospheres. And so any ceramic engineer which passes, NATO used to give them a green card to them as well as their family in the first year itself. And those days you used to get 65,000-70,000 US dollar salary. So I had passed it, and my father took me to the one of his guru which he was following. And that time I was young, so probably was not knowing the importance of what I have got it. And he told, no, don't send this boy to the BHU and the studies, he will become bad. A Gujarati boy, somebody who has been conventionally living in a Gujarati life. No, we should not send him. And my father said no, and I agreed to it. So then a couple of other decisions, like starting a job immediately as a delivery boy, joining a pharma as an MR, taking a decision at the age of 28 to shift from Bombay to Ahmedabad, with wife and mother to be taken care of, with the salary at that time was 2,400 rupees. But these are the decisions which made my life. And that's why I feel as a leader, you need to have a lot of skill set, but one which supersedes all is your decision making skill. Say, if you are good at decision making skills and you keep learning and you keep improving on it, you are setting path for yourself, your team, your division, your corporate, everybody. A communication alone cannot set path. It's something which may be good for a politician and others, but it has a limited role in terms of your success and your team success or your corporate success. So is the case with EI. So is the case with your authenticity, your integrity, so on and so forth. It is a decision making which actually makes a difference. And as a leader, your most important job is to take decisions. Some may go right, some may go wrong. But again, connecting the dot, if you're open to the experiences and decision-making skill can then only improve over a period of time. And it is that which takes you, your team forward, and you become very successful. Otherwise, it's not possible. That's most important.
Wow. Thank you so much. This is again a great input. Now we would like to know, when did you develop an interest in the ESG field?
I would not say when, but probably sometimes, again, I would go back to my father had the cloth shop. He was partner in Mafalal Fabrics at Borivali. So we were having a cloth shop and it caught fire way back when I was not in the doing any profession also. And I know the kind of stress which he went through during those days. And being an Indian and more so an MPite, because my roots are in MP, Union Carbide, what happened at the Bhopal, a couple of my relatives were badly affected. So it stayed with me even in my past company, Corona, during the COVID time. Our warehouse got electrocuted and the entire stock got spoiled in the fire. So probably it was that time I really started thinking that a good company working at a very high level of quality and everything. But somewhere the ESG, there has to be somebody who actually ensures that this all is being executed in toto, because without the environmental, social and the governance, good governance, there are times a corporate is likely to risk and lose more than gain. And that's where I actually thought, okay, now is the time, with this much of experience and wisdom which I have acquired over a period of time. This is what I need to learn so that I can contribute more and more to the, you learn from few experiences, but actually when you go into the overall learning, the understanding becomes better.
Absolutely. Rahesh, you're already an executive director. So why do you think you want to get into the role of non-executive director? And what values do you think you would bring to the corporate system?
The 40 years of experience now probably is a time when I can share these experiences with the corporate world, because it's the corporates which can build the country and can help a lot of people in terms of their well-being. And being an handling the multifunctional role for such a long period of time, I am being involved in 4 brand acquisitions or the co-marketing deal. So it also further enhances your knowledge base and the experience base. I am being also involved in the 2 private equity deals during my corporate journey. So these experiences, along with the multifunctional role of not only handling sales and marketing, but handling various other departments for such a long period of time. I was also handling the entire office of MCure as a senior director with all functionality at Ahmedabad. Probably it's time when I can contribute more, because most of the professionals who come over and graduate over a period of time, they have an expertise of either one function or a 2 function. Either they are from sales or sales and marketing, or somebody is from logistic or an HR with legal at the most. Somebody is from the legal only, somebody is from the finance only. But probably God has been very kind to me to give me an opportunity where I have handled multifunctional roles, being involved in the brand acquisitions, being part of 2 private equity deals. I think it's time when I can really contribute in any board for taking better decisions over a period of time.
Absolutely. As you are aware, we are building FaceTime with Leaders community for cross-pollination of knowledge and a community of independent directors for having a better governance in the country. What are your thoughts about these initiatives taken by Mr. Zishan Pathan and Mr. Heval Mehta and the whole team of World Development Corporation?
I think it's a must. If this has to evolve over a period of time, like say, I may claim to have so much of experiences, but unless and until this FaceTime is being done, the experiences are shared with each other, the knowledge base is shared with each other, the wisdom is being shared with each other. No individual in itself capacity can really contribute to the more than 100% to the role which you are envisaging, because it's a very different, very exciting role, and is likely to get more and more complex and more critical for the corporate governance. So I think it is the way forward for an individual, for the corporate, and as well as for the country.
Thank you for your feedback.
Yeah,
That
it's
was
great.
That was a great, fantastic conversation with you, and I'm confident that your insights will inspire the future leaders. Thank you for joining us today. Wish you the best for your future endeavors.
Thank you very much, and God bless you too.
It was a pleasure. Thank you so much.